Hello there, everyone. TheAndrata here, and welcome back to episode 18 of our All the Mods 9 to the Sky Let's Play series, where today we are working on setting up our passive mob farm and utilizing some create to make it auto magic and a little bit better for us. So yeah, let's get started. Welcome back, my friends, to another wonderful day here in the world of TheAndrata. Where today, well, last episode we set up our hostile mob farm. Today we are going to take care of our passive mob farm, and yeah, see where that ends up leading us into maybe some mystical agriculture. We'll see what we got. So let's start. So yeah, last episode we set up our hostile mob farm. I said I was going to take care of a few things and just basically figure out the ender inhibitor. So I did so, but I also wanted to take a look at those create redstone links because I have heavily utilized those in the past. And I wanted to see if we can't utilize that in this to help us set this up. So we're going to test that out today because I got to remember how to use it. So let's take a look at what we have in my inventory and see what we got going on. First things first, we have brass ingots and stripped oak logs. Brass ingots, fairly simple to make. It was brass dust. Brass dust is just copper dust and zinc dust mixed together in a craft. And you can get all those by utilizing a crusher to crush the things down. So brass ingots, super simple to make. Taught the system how to do it. In order to make the brass casings that are required for this, you can either utilize create and deploy them, or you can manually do so. Stripped oak log, important that it is stripped. Brass ingot, right click, you get a brass casing. Fairly simple. And then you can utilize those to make your redstone links. So what I have here, I need to refresh my memory on how to do this. So I have a couple of these with a few things here. So what I would like to do, I need 2 of these, right, to test this out. We have 2. And you know what? Let's get a few more just to make sure that we can pair them up like this and have them all run on the same channel. So what we're going to do is we are going to have these guys set up over here. And we are going to say, okay, let's get some redstone dust, redstone dust, redstone dust. And honestly, I don't even need the torches because the redstone dust will light up. But actually, I don't need the torches at all. I need to see the redstone dust light up. So what I want to do is have these redstone links paired with this guy here, right? So when this guy receives a redstone signal, the other ones light up. Right now, if I do this, bam, look, he lights up. But none of those guys are doing anything. What I need to do is make sure that we have this set up as a receiver or transmitter. If I remember this correctly, I can set right-click these guys. They should now be transmitters or receivers. They have the little antenna on them. And if I take an ender pearl and I set this up and I put it in here, it has channels, right? So these are the frequencies, and the frequencies are set via items. So I say that this is now on the ender pearl top channel. So I come over here and I set these to all match that channel. When I flip this switch, they all turn on and the redstones all kick on. Good. That's what I wanted to see happen. I wanted to make sure that I remembered how to utilize these, because with these, we can now pop on over to our mob farm and make it so much easier for us to turn this on and off. So if we take a lever and we put it here, and we take a redstone link and we put it here, and we set it to the ender pearl channel like we did before, we should now be able to go around all of these places, set up the redstone links like so, set them on the ender pearl channel, set them to receive, and now that fan turns on. So we'll do the same thing on this side. Turn off the fan, redstone link, receive. Oops. Don't shift click with your create wrench, just right click. So now that is working. And then this one will do the same. The only one I'm concerned about is the one on the bottom. Can these go upside down? That would be the only thing I'm not 100% sure on. I am picking up everything over here, which is a pain. I did set up a magnet inhibitor. You saw that in my inventory, maybe, if you were observant, but it doesn't have the greatest range, and I have the advanced version of it, but it's only a 5-block radius. So, yeah. Can we increase the range? Or can I like move it? Because I don't need. Yeah, see, it's. Let's set it up to the 5x5, I guess, since it wasn't initially. Anyway, that's tangential to what we are doing. We are trying to set up these redstone links. It can go upside down. We can do this, and we can do this. And now we have one fancy lever to turn everything off. We can go in there nice and safe, and we can turn everything on. There we go. What are you? That guy looked creepy. I don't need you here. Can you go away? Like, go away. Awesome. So there we go. We have a redstone link set up to handle all of our turning on and off of our system. I like that a lot. That is super duper handy. I'm in love with that. Okay, cool. So today what I'd like to do is get us set up with a passive mob farm, which is similar for the most part. It's almost exactly the same as our hostile mob farm, with a few key differences that are important to note. Okay, mainly the fact that our golden egg, not only does it create mobs, but it is also going to spawn in grass. And where there is grass or flowers or any such items, mobs cannot spawn. So we have to take care of that. You're going to notice over here, I have set up an area for our passive mob farm. I figured they're passive mobs, green, nature. So I made some green concrete. And then in the mason workbench, which is fairly simple to craft, you can modify that kind of like a stone cutter does. So I made these green concrete bricks and then the striped green concrete. I didn't necessarily care for the striped green, but it was all that was available. So it is what it is. We've got it, and that's what we're going to have to live with. In our backpack, we have everything that we are going to need to get this set up. So let's go ahead and get started, just like we did before. We are going to set our mob fans up here. On this one, our mob fan is going to sit on the top, so we may have to adjust and get a height upgrade potentially for this, but we'll see. So we want to show the area, and we want to make sure that we are, we have the width set up correctly and the height, and that should take over the whole box, yes, but not below. Okay, so that's going to push all of them down, and then this one, we are going to want show area. We want it to encompass the entire thing, but also not go down. So that handles the down and this handles the forward. Okay. And then these two guys can just, as they were, stay by default, pushing that way. We'll get our mob masher set up. We'll go ahead and upgrade our mob masher. And where the difference with this one becomes is that over here, we are going to set up a dispenser. Because again, like I said, it is going to create water. And not water, it's not going to create water. It's going to create grass. And we don't want the grass, because wherever there is grass, that is a spot where mobs are not going to be able to spawn. And we don't want that. We want the mobs to spawn. And if we don't take care of the grass, we're going to run into an issue. Now, I cannot take full credit for this setup here. I can't take any credit for it, actually, because I did not come up with this at all. I found this from watching Chosen Architect's playthrough, or Let's Play, playthrough, whatever you want to call it, of this exact mod pack. But what we are going to do is, if we could get this timer... Are you kidding? Did I pick it up? Nope. Okay. If we could get the timer to rotate into the correct direction, that would have been great, but it didn't, so we didn't. So let's go ahead and make ourselves another timer. The timer from RF Tools, along with a sequencer from RF Tools. Utilizing both of these, we should be able to automate the dispensing of that water such that it gets rid of any grass that potentially could grow but doesn't inhibit mobs from spawning. So we need that. I'm also going to want the wrench from RF Tools. I do have that, correct? Now that is RF Tools base. Let's see, RF wrench. There are two. I don't know what select means, but I'll just take the regular wrench. And now I should be able to rotate this thing as needed. So if I pop back over here and I put my timer down and see, look, now it's facing that direction. But if I rotate it here, bam, we want it to face into there. So what it's doing currently is every 20 ticks, it's pulsing. It is dumping that water and then picking it up every 20 ticks. That's too fast, right? No mobs are going to be able to spawn on this. So what we're going to do is change this to have a sequencer. It is redstone controlled. So the sequencer is going to sit in the back here, and it's going to face that. And the sequencer is going to be set to you're going to click the first one, and you're going to click the fourth one in the fourth row, and it should do the thing. Do I need to give it a redstone signal? That's every pulse. See, I don't want it to do that. Loop the cycle all the time. That's what I want. There we go. So what it's going to do is it gives it enough time to get the water, drops it, clears it, mobs should be able to spawn. Clears it, mobs should be able to spawn. Clears it, mobs should be able to spawn. So it just slows that down. We could even slow it down a little more if we wanted to. If we adjust, instead of doing fourth row, we could do fifth row, which will slow it down even just a little bit more. On top of that, what we could do is come into here and we can come and set an anchor called mob farms. And we could say dispenser, stop bothering me. There we go. So now we don't have to listen to the dispenser. But now we should be good. Okay. So if we put our water in here, it's going to dispense the water, and then it's going to allow it to pick up, and then dispense the water, and then pick it up, and we can adjust it some more. Let's move it maybe down there. I think that is letting it keep the water for longer. What if we did here? There we go. Yeah, I like that because it allows enough of it to clear. Okay. So then we can go ahead, just as we did before, and set our redstone links up. But this time, our redstone links are going to be set to the wool channel. I'm going to go ahead and just place all these, and then we will go ahead and fly around and calibrate them. Now, hopefully, that doesn't interfere with that. I guess we'll find that one out. So then we need... That was not what I intended, but I guess it works. Wool and wrench. Wool, wrench. Yeah, hopefully... Oops. How do I... There we go. Wool, wrench. Hopefully, redstoning this does not disable this. That would be the only concern that I have with this setup here. So then wool you, wrench you, and then if I get a lever... Can I have everything back where it belongs, please? Why you gotta mess with me like that? Get a lever. We should see everything kick on. Yes. And it should still be doing the thing. Okay. Oh, but it helps if I do that. Okay. The redstone did disable that. What if I put the redstone one higher then? Instead of putting the redstone link here, I put the redstone link there. So it should just redstone into that block, yes? Which should still allow that to work. No? It's still too strong? Yeah. Okay. So how are we going to go about giving this a redstone signal without making that freak out? I mean, we could put a lever on just this one. That's not a big deal. Can I go higher? I don't think so, though. Does concrete send redstone signal through? I don't think that's going to work, is it? And we definitely... Oh, that did work. Oh, okay. That works. So go up too high. That's on. The top one is not on. Oh, I guess I forgot to configure it at the top. Okay. So now the top is on. So we're good. Now the last thing we need to do is, as before, get our items set up. Absorption hopper. We are going to set you up. I was going to try and copy what that was, but I think I just need to go to the west and then up 2. And that encompasses that area. Good. We're going to go ahead and get our demagnetization coil. We'll set this up on the bottom here, and we will maximize its range. Okay. So that's doing that. You can turn your area off. We're going to say Ender Chest on the right. Now, this one, I don't need to have any filter. I want all of the stuff. That is the north. Is going to be items. And then on the south, I did learn that I need to actually set this up facing this, like so that items can pipe into this. It can't pipe from the sides, top and bottom only. But now items will come into there, and we should be good. So if I take my golden egg, and I remember, don't step into this room while I have all this on. Probably would be smart for me to be safe and turn it all off, but there we go. We have Delightful Dirt. Now, Delightful Dirt's... Okay, I got something working here. So we have our mob fan. I had to move it up 1 in order for... I can move the create controller up here. It's still kind of interfering with our dispenser, though, and I don't understand what's going on. I guess the concrete must be sending the signal through. But it is working well enough that I think I'm okay with leaving it as is. See, they spawn in between the water, and yeah. And I think that the water is actually triggering the spawn, because they seem to be spawning immediately. As soon after the water, they come in, spawn, and then get dumped into the system. So I think it's working okay. Y'all agree? I think we're doing okay. We got fluid coming into there. I like it. We do have 32 buckets of experience in here, and we are back stuff. So we need to take care of that. Turn the light overlay off. I thought this was going to export automatically, but apparently it's not. Do I need to do anything fancy to get this to dump into here? I thought it would just automatically do so. At least that was my hope, that it would just boop in there, but apparently not. So, magnet back on, please. Let's go ahead and just get a fluid pipe then. It's not a big deal. Fluid pipe, set that on top. Disconnect it from here, because I think you can make singularities of fluid, actually, so I don't want to have that mix into there. And then we will set our ender tank right on top of there, and then we can go ahead and extract from here. And now fluid should be coming out of here, and experience should be building up inside of there. So we got 32 buckets of experience, so it should be about 5 levels, probably 8 levels, something like that. I don't know. I'm just making numbers up, but it's an amount of levels that we are going to be getting. Okay, cool. And with that, I think that that's pretty good for our mob farms. They are both controllable with a simple redstone lever, utilizing the create links. So if we come over here, we can turn this one off. Bam. We could even set up like redstone lamps too if I wanted to light this up to make it completely safe. I could set up the things up there with redstone lamps. Though, yeah, actually, I'm curious. I know that should work. And then over here, we can do the same. We can shut it off. Now, it doesn't shut the dispenser off, so the dispenser is not going to do anything. But it shuts the fans off, so that way this can do its thing. And items are coming in, and we are chilling. Mobs are doing their thing. I like it. It's a great setup. That is fantastic, being able to utilize those create links to be able to one button control it. I am a major fan. Okay, so with that being done, now that gives us the opportunity to have slimes spawning everywhere, apparently. Excuse me, sir. Get out of here. That's annoying. But we get slimes spawning everywhere, so now we're getting a bunch of stuff. Slime balls, all of that good stuff. Are we getting ability totems? We are. We have ability totems coming in. This is more than what we had before. We have mining fatigue, hunger, glowing, power stare, and step assist. So hopefully over time, we will start getting more and more ability totems, better ones. The only thing with these is they do take up 1 slot inside of our dimensional storage actuator. We have utilized about half of our storage so far, a little bit less than half, which is not too bad for where we're at. And again, remember, we can upgrade these to double our storage. Upgrading them is not going to be terribly too difficult for us. All we'd have to do tier 3 dimensional storage actuator is that Severa's permanent confinement. We would just need to bind an Afrit and get nether stars. So that's our major bottleneck is nether stars, which really isn't that big of a bottleneck, to be honest with you. We can go ahead and we could probably find some way to cheese out the wither if we really wanted to get those nether stars going, right? Like, it's not that big of a problem. But I think my next major goal is for us to get into mystical agriculture and clear off some of this, mainly these nether seeds. I don't have an easy way to get soul sand. We do have it processing over here, and we make soul sand. I could set up a ton of witch water things and do all that, but like, I don't want to do that. That just seems like a pain. Let's get into mystical agriculture and start automating some of these seeds. And going that route and getting, the altar set up, or the infusion altar, or whatever it's called, and getting that set up. One thing I want to point out is this thing down here. This is called a black trap trader carpet. Any wandering traders that spawn at our base get sucked into here and then killed immediately. I got tired of seeing them, tired of having them around bothering me. So they're gone. I'd like to go ahead and maybe let's set this up like over here, like it's part of our decor here, and we can set up our stone cutter wheel over there as well. So this is kind of like our our processing area, but it kind of blends in, I guess, a little bit. I don't know. Let me know if you like that. But anyway, I think that's pretty good for where we are at. So if you enjoyed today's episode and getting our mob farm set up, please let me know. Tips, tricks, suggestions, comments, suggestions. Again, I guess 2 suggestions. I don't know. Leave them in the comments. Man, I do not know where I went with that. I completely lost that train of thought. If you enjoyed, please feel free to like, comment, subscribe. I do appreciate it. It really does help out the channel. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Have a good one.